What's going on, YouTube family? This is Rome, and I'm back after a long absence. So I've been gone since really the last video I recorded was the video that coincided with 12 years of me being delivered from homosexuality. So I'm back with a new video, and this video is entitled From Homosexuality to Holiness to Husband. And yeah, you heard me right. So, I was married now. I am a married man since I did my last video. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I am a married man. This is not a fake ring. This is a real ring. You see the little gold? This is a real wedding band. So, and I'm married to a woman. So that's another thing. I'm married to a woman. So what I'm going to do is kind of tell you the story of my courtship with my now wife. So coincidentally, I think maybe a few days after I recorded that last video, I went on my first date with my wife. And to give you a little background, this is a young lady who I had known since 2014, so 4 years, and we were in ministry together. I met her at my church when she joined the student ministry class that I was in. So she was one of the students in the class. So I just looked at her as just one of the other students. So I didn't think anything about relationship or anything at that point. So we were not only in that ministry together, we were also in the singles ministry when we kind of resurrected it. We were in that ministry together, as well as the prayer ministry. So we were in three different ministries together. And of course, in 2017, we both graduated and were licensed and commissioned as lay pastors at our church. So, during that time, we spending all that time together, of course, get to know each other and everything, become friends. So during this time, unbeknownst to me, she developed a crush on me, and I had no clue. I was slow as molasses. Her friends knew, and she just kept it to herself. And the only thing that caused her to reveal it was there was an incident that happened in which someone else who knew about her crush more or less tried to step to her, and while they did go out a couple of dates, he kind of threw it in her face about her liking me and all this other stuff, and she wound up saying, forget about it. So in the midst of all that, a mutual friend of ours got married, and we were both at the wedding. I went with an old friend of mine, an old friend who's a female, and I think she and her friend saw us together, and they were like, yeah, it's too late. So you need to go ahead and tell him now before this gets even more serious. So I mean, little they know. I mean, we were just friends. We weren't, trying to hook up or anything. We've done this so many times. But we weren't going to be in a relationship. So, but I guess that kind of propelled her to admit her feelings. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me," And I told her I need some time to process this, and actually, that was like maybe Friday before I made that video better, which is the last video I recorded before this, and later that week, I was like, hey, I prayed on and all that, and I was like, hey, how about we go out for lunch? I was off on that Thursday, so I said, hey, how about we just go to McAllister's? And McAllister's by my house. We can just go there, talk, whatever. So we had a nice little conversation, and after, towards the end of our lunch, I talked about the big elephant in our room. I was like, yeah, you really surprised me with, all that happened. But, she's not the first young lady who said, I find you very attractive and all this other stuff, but it was just something different about her. So I was like, well, you know what? Why not? So, I was like, we had fun. This has been a great time that we've had. So, maybe, we can go out again. So we went out again. We went to a movie and we went on a few more dates. And, in the span of a month, I was like, you know what? She just might be the one. And there were some things she knew about my past. First of all, she already knew about it, so that was one good thing because she knew about my past and she was okay with it. She once told me that she and her friends once told her that I guess they were talking about me. I guess you women do that, huh? But they were talking about me. There's like, it was gonna take a strong woman to, deal with Jerome and his past. And, she was like, I might be that woman. So I was like, oh, okay. Look at Suka now. Oh. So and there were some other things that I needed to tell her about. So I told her about those things, and once again she was like, it's not an issue, it's not a factor. I still want to get to know you more. And she revealed some things about her, hoping that I'll be able to accept them. I was like, with all that I got, all the baggage I have, your baggage is not that big of a deal to me. So, we both have had issues, with self-esteem and stuff like that that we were able to deal with. That's one of the things we discussed, during our dating and all that. So, between us getting along, us being able to accept each other for our faults, and just vibing, you know we felt that we were each other's mates. So maybe a month after we started dating, I was like, hey, how about we just start courting? So, we started courting. So we courted for a few months. And like I said, I knew her for 4 years. So, I mean, there were things I needed to get to know about her. But I mean, it's not like we were like strangers or anything. So, and, something that she revealed is that the courtship process for us would be quick. It wouldn't be, it would be quick like that. It would not be, 2, 3, 4 years. It would be sudden. And she met my parents. I met her parents. When my parents met her, they were in love with her at first sight. I mean, I could barely even say her name, and they're like, that my mom was doing Holy Ghost dances and all this other stuff, and they're like, let's get married in September, in December. This was in September of last year. They're like, let's get married, and y'all need to get married on our anniversary on December 3rd. I was like, you done lost your ever loving mind, woman, mama. You done lost your mind, mama. I was like, no, no. As much as I like her, as much as I think she is the one, we're not getting married that soon. So, her parents, met me. They were cool with me, and we're like, this is cool. Her kids, she had 2 kids, and they were both, they both liked me. They were it was a 18-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son, and unlike other men that she may have dated, they're like, he seems like a good guy. We don't have any issues with him. So I was like, okay, cool. So we continued to court and everything, and by October, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that I was going to marry this woman. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So I actually bought a ring in October. And, I was just debating on when to propose to her. So I finally decided, hey, I'm going to do, so her friends were one that, who knew, they wanted me to do it on New Year's Eve and publicly, surprise her. I was like, nah, no, no, that's not me, and that's not her. We're both pretty private with that type of stuff, and we didn't want a big drawn out thing about it. So I decided to propose to her on Christmas Day, So on Christmas Day last year, we exchanged presents and everything. I went to her house. Her kids and I exchanged, presents and all that. And one of the presents I got her was a book by Stormy American, and I believe it was called "Being a Godly Wife," or "Praying Godly Wife," something like that. Well, anyway, I gave her the book. I was like, after we finished all the presents, I was like, I gave you this book about being a godly wife, but you're not a godly wife. So, let me change that. So I got on my knee and pulled out the ring. She was like, oh my God, 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 oh my God. And I proposed it. She accepted. And, like I said, it was not a matter of if, but when. And, we knew. I mean, we talked. I mean, even before we got engaged, we was like, we're gonna get married on such and such date, and the such and such date wound up being May 26th. So on May 26th, which happened to be I didn't know at the time, but it was my stepfather's birthday, and I had to be like, hey, Dad, like, our wedding day is gonna be your birthday. He was like, cool. So I was like, yeah, because normally they go out of town for his birthday, but he was like, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice this just to be at this wedding. We've been waiting for this, for a long time. So, so May 26th came, one of my groomsmen asked me, hey, you nervous? We can, escape, if you need to. I was like, no, I was cool as a cucumber. I mean, I was cool. I have no issues. Sometimes, and a lot of times in the past, things would happen, big events would happen, and I would have some type of, anxiety and nervousness. I wasn't nervous at all. For once in my life, I was not nervous. I was cool. I was happy. I was joyful. I was ready for it. I was ready for the experience. So, the day came and, the wedding went out perfectly. We said I do. And we didn't even share a kiss until we said I do. And that's something that she wasn't a fan of, but I just felt that, to keep our relationship, holy, I didn't even want to kiss until we actually got married. So, she respected that, and we had our first kiss. Everybody, when it's our first kiss, when we became husband and wife, and it was a beautiful experience. And of course, she became the first woman that I ever made love to. So that was a unique experience, and so much stuff has transpired since then. Her daughter was pregnant, and her daughter had a baby while we were heading back from we had a kitty moon, so we actually took the kids with us to our honeymoon in Florida. So on our way back from Florida, we were driving, and our car got stuck in Valdosta, Georgia. It broke down. So while we were there for the weekend, um, the baby's like, hey, it's time for me to come out. She came out about a month early, but hey, she was very healthy and everything, still healthy 6 months later. And I was like, wow, could this crazy, honeymoon or beginning of our marriage become any crazier? And it did. On right before Father's Day, my wife wanted to share one of my presents. She's like, hey, do you want to do it now or do it before on Father's Day? I was like, hey, let's do it now. It's like the Thursday before Father's Day. It's like, hey, I'll open it now. And, because she had a crazy day. And, I'm opening her present, and it's a pregnancy test that is positive. And she's like, you're going to be a father. And I was like, what? I just started busting out laughing and I was just speechless. So I was like, I'm going to be a dad already? And, I mean, it was just crazy. But, yeah, so my wife is pregnant. We're due. The official due date is the end of February 21st to be exact. But we all think that it's gonna come sooner because she's gotten up there, and she's already having like breasting hicks and all that. So we're expecting it. We're praying that it comes at least in January. So we don't want it to come this month. We want at least come in January after she's been like 30 some weeks. I think she's hitting 30 weeks this week. So we just want to make sure that the baby's fully developed. So, but I can see the baby and became a grandfather, became a father, all this, and a husband, all this in the span of a couple of days. So that was just hilarious. And fast forward 6 months later, man, this has just been amazing. It's indescribable, and I'm just so blessed to have been given the opportunity to be a husband, a father, a grandfather. I'm loving it. I'm cool with date nights. I'm cool with taking the kid to a basketball game. In basketball practice. I'm cool with well, I'm getting cool with playing Fortnite and NBA 2K and all this other stuff, and watching my son play it, and everything from going to Polar Express and family nights and just all of it. I'm here for it, and it's a blessing. So the reason I called this video "From Homosexual to Holiness to Husband" is that it took a long time for me to get from the homosexual to the husband, and well, the reason is because there's a between period. A lot of people want to jump from the homosexual to the husband and not go through the process of sanctification and holiness. So, there's a process that we have to go through, that you should go through before you jump into a relationship. So, I went through 12 years of being single, being by myself, not being in any relationship. I had to deal with things. I had to deal with my lustful thoughts that I still had sometimes. I had to deal with my porn addiction. I had to deal with masturbation. I had to deal with being selfish and wanting to have my time for myself, my money to myself, my food to myself. When you're a married man, none of those things are yours anymore. Let me tell you right now, your time is gone, your food is gone, your money is gone. I mean, you gotta sacrifice. So I had to come out of my selfish attitude, and that was happening even before I was in a relationship. That was happening. I was seeing myself change and being willing to sacrifice time. So by the time that my wife came, that we started courting, I mean, it was a seamless process. So I had to change my attitude. I had to change things about me. God had to do a work in me before I could start trying to talk about being a husband. So I had to make sure that I was right. I wanted to be married a long time ago, but I wasn't ready. I would say, yeah, I want to be married someday, and I want to have kids. I want to do it before I get old and all this other stuff. I wasn't ready. And, if you're not ready, then you could be setting yourself up for disaster. I'm so thankful for every woman who said no, and there were quite a few. But for every woman that said no when I asked them out, thank you. Bless your ministry. Thank you. God bless you, because you set things up perfectly. If you had actually decided to date me, I'm not sure that we would still be together. I don't think I would have broken your heart. You may have broken my heart. I don't know. But I don't think we would have been better off being a couple, because I wasn't ready. I would say that I was ready, but I wasn't. People try to push me to be ready, but I wasn't. I needed to mature. I needed to, I needed some things to get out of me. I needed sanctification. I needed I need to have a process of being content with who I was, being comfortable in my own skin. There were times in which, I was concerned about, my masculinity, my, ability to be a provider, or to be a leader. So, God allowed things to happen in my life. I became a manager. I, became a homeowner. I began to spend time with children and younger people. So things happened in my life. I began to pray more. I began to, just, have a desire for different things. So I had to go through a process before I could be spiritually ready to be a father, to be a husband, to be a grandfather and a leader. Because, when you become a husband, I mean, everything changes. It's not just about, having sex and, having legal sex, I should say. It's about, being a person of God, a man of God. I have to be a leader. I have to be prayed up. I have to be able to support my family. I have to be able to, pray over my family and, make right decisions. I have to be the protector. I have to be a provider. I have to be the spiritual head. So, you can't take that responsibility lightly. So, to my brothers who might be going through the struggle, you might have come out of the lifestyle, but you're in a season in which you're like, I don't know what's going on. I've been single for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and nothing's happening. I'm beginning to give up hope. Maybe I was better off in the life. No, you weren't. That's a lie from the devil. God brought you out for a reason. God brought me out for a reason. So, when you decide to get into holiness and, purify yourselves, then, one or two things are going to happen. Either one, you're going to find that one, God's going to lead you to that one, or you can become content where you are, and you're not going to be upset that you're by yourself. So you cannot let the devil, the enemy, trap you into thinking that just because you're still single that you're better off back in that life. He tried that with me, but I had to rebuke that. And I want you to rebuke it too. I want you to see me as a living witness. It took me 12 years after I got out of the lifestyle to find someone that actually loved me, who actually accepted me for who I was, who supports my ministry. She supports this. So, I don't have to hide it from her. I don't have to hide things from her. I went full disclosure with her. Every woman can't handle it. She was right when she said that she could handle it, because every woman can't handle it. So those women who I may have had a desire to be with, they probably wouldn't be able to handle it. And that would been me having a broken heart again. And that would not have been healthy for me. I probably would have given up and just, been depressed for the rest of my life. No, I had to mature and I had to sanctify myself. And brothers and even my sisters who might be who may be in the struggle, who may be in the lesbianism and have come out and feel that maybe you should go back to being a lesbian because you can't find a good man. Don't give up. Either God's going to bring you that person, or God's going to allow you to be content in your singleness. So do not, I repeat, do not let the enemy make you think that, you should go back because you haven't found anybody yet. Just be happy and content where you are. Because this newsflash, nope, everybody's not going to find somebody. I was one of the blessed ones, and everybody's not going to find somebody. But regardless of that, you got to praise God anyhow. So just work on your sanctification and prayer life, your service to others, just developing yourself as a person. So, just work on you. Don't be worrying about finding a woman and having people think that it's because you don't have a woman that you're still gay. No, that's a lie from the devil. There's some married men that are still gay, And there's some single men who came out of the lifestyle who are no longer in it. So don't let the enemy lie to you. So I pray that my testimony will be an inspiration for you to fight the good fight, to stay in the fight, because I promise you, in the end, you're going to be blessed beyond measure. So I pray that this was a blessing to you, and I pray that you share it. I pray that other people are inspired to change. And I'm just a living testimony that God can do it. God can do anything but fail. So this is a blessing, and I'm just thankful. So until next time, peace.